Amira was a young girl in a small village called Ekuku. Every morning, before the sun was high, she would take her clay pot and go to the clear stream at the edge of the forest to fetch water for her mother, Ngozi. One hot afternoon, Amira filled her pot as usual at the stream. She lifted the heavy pot on her head, but felt a strange presence behind her. She turned around, but saw no one. Feeling a little scared but also curious, she left immediately. The god, unseen, followed her. He was drawn by her pure heart. That night, Amira slept soundly. The next morning, when she woke up, the world seemed different. It was like a veil had been lifted from her eyes. When her mother, Ngozi, was peeling yam to making breakfast, Amira suddenly knew that the yam Ngozi was about to cook was not fresh. She could feel it deep inside her. Few days later, her uncle Amodi came to visit. He was always smiling, but that day Amira felt a coldness around him, like the harmattan wind. When Amodi offered Ngozi a medicinal drink, Amira saw a dark shadow around the cup. She knew, with a certainty that shook her, that Amodi wanted to poison her mother. "Mama, don't drink it," Amira cried, knocking the cup from Ngozi's hand. Ngozi was shocked. Amodi looked angry but tried to hide it with a fake smile. "What is wrong, Amira?" "It is just a friendly alcohol medicinal drink." But Amira looked straight into his eyes and saw the evil in his heart. She spoke words she didn't know she had, words that revealed Amodi's wicked plan. Ngozi was stunned as Amira described how Amodi had long been jealous of her and wanted to take her land. News of Amira's strange power spread like wildfire through the village. Soon, people came from far and wide to seek her help, and Amira even healed their sick. They called her Amira the Wise, Amira the Seer, and some even whispered Amira, touched by the gods. It wasn't long before some started calling her a miracle goddess as she applied very simple herbs to heal sick people. One beautiful morning Amira walked out of her hut and saw a blind man standing with her mother Ngozi. Immediately she felt a force and she quickly took a wooden stick and hit the small mortar in her mother's hands, and the man was made whole. He was shocked and excited and thanked Amira. Her mother Ngozi was beginning to get confused around her and asked her why she was peeling yam when she woke up the next day, what was going on, but Amira insisted she had no idea. Amira saw herself walking alone, scared through a dark forest, panting, and suddenly she turned to a very bright light shone behind her. Amira jumped up quickly, scared. It was a dream. She sat wondering what the dream could mean in fear. But the stream god had given her a gift that came with a hidden warning. Her power was tied to the purity of her heart and her complete stay away from locust bean. Then, a stranger came to the village. He was handsome, with kind eyes and a charming smile. His name was Zaki. Amira found herself drawn to him like a moth to a flame. He told her sweet stories and made her laugh. For the first time, Amira felt the stirrings of love in her young heart. Amira confided in her mother about the strange dreams she had that got her really worried, and her mother Ngozi assured her all was well as she understood a bright light has shone on her daughter's path but advised her to be careful. Amira spent all her time with Zaki, listening to his words, believing his every promise. The villagers were happy for her, but some elders cautioned her to be careful of the stranger. Amira, lost in her newfound love, paid them no heed. Unbeknownst to Amira, Zaki was sent by her uncle Amodi. Amodi, filled with hatred and still wanting revenge, had found a way to destroy Amira with locust bean. He found out her power came from the sea god, and he plotted to corrupt it. He was paying Zaki heavily. One day at sunset, Amira and Zaki went out as always. On a lonely path he hugs her with so much love and magic, and Amira smiled. The locust bean water that was on Zaki's palm was rubbed on Amira's waist. Amira's love for Zaki grew, but a subtle change began to happen within her. The clear vision she once had started to cloud. Doubts and insecurities, which she had never known before, crept into her mind. She found it harder to discern the truth. This got her really confused that eating was becoming a problem for her. One day, a woman came to Amira, pleading for help. Her child was very sick, and the village healer could do nothing. Amira tried to use her power, but all she felt was confusion. The clear guidance she once had was gone. The child grew weaker, and eventually, sadly passed away. Amira was heartbroken and confused. She couldn't understand why her power had failed her. She turned to Zaki for comfort, but he seemed distant. His smiles were not as warm, his eyes not as kind. Then, the truth was revealed. One of the villagers overheard Zaki speaking secretly with Amodi, along the lonely forest path. Zaki was laughing, boasting about how easy it was to fool Amira, how his fake love had blinded her and stolen her power. Amira's heart shattered into a million pieces. The man she loved, the man she trusted, was a tool in her uncle's evil plan. The purity in her heart had been tainted by betrayal and deceit. As the truth sank in, Amira felt a cold emptiness within her. The power of discernment, the gift from the stream god, vanished completely. She cried to her mother Ngozi, leaning on her, and Ngozi consoled and comforted her. She was just Amira again, a young girl with a broken heart. Amodi, seeing his plan succeed, returned to the village, his eyes filled with triumph, celebrating his victory, drinking wine and eating good meats. Day after day, he celebrated, thinking he had finally won. But he underestimated the spirit of Amira and the love of her mother and the villagers who had once believed in her. The villagers confronted him and shamed him publicly. Amira, stripped of her magical gift, was heartbroken, and regretted ever trusting Zaki. She had learned a harsh lesson about trust and betrayal, but her mother told her not to worry, that the gods knows the best. With the support of her mother, she began to rebuild her life happily. She loved her normal day-to-day life, doing her chores, cooking very sumptuous meals for her and her mother. The story of Amira serves as a powerful reminder that true strength comes not just from magical powers, but from the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of a pure heart, which, once lost, is hard to regain. And the mother never forgot Amira was once touched by a god, and the cunning uncle who tried to destroy her through deceitful love, but in short, she was her daughter. Ngozi was always happy and enjoyed the best of her favorite meals.